Guys, today is November 1st, 2019. I will say the dates in my videos. So what about Oko? So I made a video saying I'll make a top 5, and I was like, nope, I thought about another card as I was just talking, a top 6 cards that nuke Oko. So I don't know when this video is going to be published, so I'm telling why Oko should not be banned. I know everybody's like, Oko should be banned. Alright, so I understand Field of the Dead, but the one thing is, before I get to Field of the Dead for a second, I think I just built a deck. I've been working on different colors. I'm like black, white, blue. Black, red, blue. And it's like, okay, do I main deck this? Do I not deck? Here's the thing. I think we finally beat a deck. I just went head-to-head versus somebody who is playing Simic Oko Control. Yeah, you know that deck, right? 4 Okos, the Wicked Wolves, the Fire that comes in, they draw the cards, they gain half-life, and it comes in with XX, right? The Nisas, all that type of stuff in Standard that's currently in Standard and Eldraine. That deck. So I think I finally cracked the code. Now I'm going to show you some footage of that game, but I took a lot of screenshots, and the reason why is Quarter's acting funny. And I think it's because I have over a terabyte of information on my computer that needs to be uploaded. And my recording device is like, you know what? You got too much information. You need to clear some space. You need to upload some videos. So you tell me, what videos do you like? Do you like my live play, or do you like me just showing you and just talking like this and kind of doing like a voiceover, right? Now, I like doing things live because you get live reactions, real results. But guys, so it's about a 2-minute clip. I'll show it. I start talking, and then... So the one thing is that when you've seen our black-white deck go 10-2, right? It went 10-2. I played with Simic Flash. So when Eldraine released, I played Simic Flash. I didn't really know what Simic Flash really was. So I looked at other people's deck lists, and I'll tell you, I'll be very honest, that's exactly what I did. I'm not going to tell you I didn't. I did that. And I saw people running a couple Brazen Borrowers. Some people would run 4, some people would run 3, some people... So I just went with the law of averages, right? So I just went with the mean. And I played Simic Flash, and it was a good learning experience because I got to see the deck, how it operates. And then when we played our black-white deck, and we went 10-2, and we played versus Simic Flash. Now, I've only been on Arena for 1 month, okay? And we made the Mythic level, going all the way from the bottom with getting your first orb and building your first deck all the way up to Mythic in a month. And then I felt the pressure of Oko, right? Right when you get to about Diamond status on MTG Arena. And if you don't understand MTG Arena, that's fine. What Diamond status means is that before Mythic, which is the highest level you can reach, playing level, it's the step before that. That's when I really started seeing the Oko decks like crazy. You know, it felt like 1 out of every 3 matches was an Oko match, some form of Oko. It didn't matter if it was like a black-green deck with a splash of blue just for Oko, stuff like that. But see, the thing is, and I want to kind of tell you something really quick. So when you see things on, so the video that I play is a 3-game match. That was game 3. So my opponent won game 1 with Oko. Of course, they went Gilded Goose, Oko, turn 2. We win game 2, and then we win game 3. Why? All because of the sideboard. And so I'm going to tell you, a lot of people that are bashing Oko, if they're MTG Arena players, understand that now I have no Okos in my deck. We are playing with green, we are playing with blue, but we have no Oko. There is no slot for us to put an Oko in. The reason why we lost game 1 to Oko is because we didn't use our sideboard. And that's the reason why a lot of people in ranked, when you're watching a lot of people on ranked, or if you're experiencing this in ranked does not allow you to play the best of 3. In real life, you play the best of 3. So that's also my argument not to ban Oko. Because if you allow sideboard, you should be sideboarding versus Planeswalkers. You should be. Let's see other 3-drop Planeswalkers. Teferi Time Raveler, Narset of the Veil. Narset's really an auxiliary Planeswalker. But you have other powerful Planeswalkers at 3. I can make an argument that Teferi, have you ever played a Fires of Intervention or an Esper control deck with Teferi in it? Yeah. I can argue that Teferi, how Teferi is played through every format. Teferi in Modern, with blue-white control, with Jace, with Force of Negation. And if you don't know what Force of Negation is, it's the Modern Horizons card. That basically is the Force of Will for Negate. Yeah, Teferi on a power level in all formats is more powerful than Oko. If I'm including like every format, Teferi Time Raveler, its power level far surpasses Oko. Might be a few that disagree, but play Modern pretty heavily. So if you want to follow me, I play a lot of Modern on MTGO. In fact, if you probably played Modern on MTGO, you probably played me. Just saying. So the thing about it is that what we have to realize is that no deck beats everything. I think this is what runs people out of Modern. You know, they'll see a deck and, you know, a lot of players say, well, this deck beats everything. No deck beats the entire field. There's not one deck. Tron and Nas, no. Nope. So I think as a Modern player, you have to be modest. You can say your deck wins versus this and this and this and this, but for somebody to say that their deck just beats the entire, that's not true. So I don't want to detract people from going into Modern. So the thing about it is, and I'm not picking on any YouTuber. I'm not thinking of any YouTuber that comes to my mind, and I'm not here to be a drama. So the thing about it is that Oko, that's everybody's talking about. Ban Oko, ban Oko. We just banned Field of the Dead. We just banned Field of the Dead. And I'm going to tell you the one problem. We'll solve Oko. I'll make another video. We're solving Oko. But I'll tell you why Oko and other cards like Field of the Dead, if we're not going to say bannable, then we might say, because some people might say, okay, Oko shouldn't be banned, but it's a little broken. Right? And I would agree with that. Now, here's the thing. It all goes back to the corsets. No, not a corset. Somebody, like a woman wears a corset, like in Magic the Gathering. The reason why is because if you look back at 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th edition, you're like, whoa, you're going way back in Magic the Gathering. They reprinted staples. They reprinted Birds of Paradise. They reprinted Wrath of God. They reprinted Ensnaring Bridge. They would reprint Ball Lightning. They would reprint dominant counterspells. They would reprint cards not just to allow new players to experience those cards, but to balance out other cards that were new. The core sets aren't doing that anymore. Because if you reprinted Ghost Quarter or Field of Ruin, well, wouldn't that have taken care of Field of the Dead? So therefore, you don't have to ban Field of the Dead. Therefore, players don't lose out on money that paid for Field of the Dead and paid for Golos decks. And then people that ran decks to counter those decks aren't out their money. Because when a card gets banned, it affects two sets of people. People that ran decks around them, and then people that ran the decks. So then when you have a double banning, when you ban Field of the Dead, you hurt a lot of players. And then when you ban things like Oko, or what's going to be the next card then? You ban Oko? Oko balances mono red. If you take Oko out of the format, mono red, with that one creature, it's a 2/4, that for every red damage, it deals 2 additional damage, you can shock somebody for 4. That's better than a lightning bolt. That's better than what you'd see in Legacy or Vintage. So now the red deck wins, just like an Amonkhet. So so that's the one problem. That's the problem. They're not reprinting staples that deal with things. And I think Ghost Quarter is a staple. It's a staple in Modern or Field of Ruin. If they would have reprinted that in M20, there you go. Or in Eldraine. I think Eldraine would have been it's because Eldraine's a shanky set. I call it shanky. It's kind of janky with all the adventure spells, but it's like really good. It has like 6 or 7 cards that you're like, okay, that's really good. Embercleave, I think Embercleave's power level is just ridiculous. People are not paying attention to that. You're paying attention to Oko. Yeah. Let me tell you, Embercleave. If you can flash that around counter spells. You can flash it around it. So Eldraine is kind of, to me, I call it the shanky set. It's kind of janky, but it's really powerful in certain ways. It's got some really cards that you can say, wow, that could be played in Modern. Right? So I get both sides of the fence, but be objective here. Do you want Oko banned because you're just playing single match? See, when you're playing ranked matches on Standard, you're playing single elimination. You're not playing, so you have no sideboard. You're playing without a sideboard. Right? Now, when you play without a sideboard, any good planeswalker is going to be powerful, isn't it? Anyone is going to be powerful. You're darn right. Now, I'm going to play the video at the end of this. Or maybe in the middle. I don't know, I'm going to break up this video. But when you look at Oko, we ban that. What's the next? Questing Beast? Who's next? Right? You ban Oko, now you give Esper control and Fires of Intervention. Oh, you just gave them the field and red deck wins. At least with Oko in the format, you have Oko, Esper control, Fires of Interventions. It can be ran in 3 or 4 colors. You have red. You have a lot. And we've seen what happened with Eldraine. The price tanks after pre-release. Remember, the prices went like crazy. They went sky high. And then pre-release it. Like Brazen Borrower was like at like $17. The foil version of Brazen Borrower, the showcase, was like at like a couple hundred. Now you can buy it for like $100, $120. Yeah, and if you keep on doing the bannings again, if you ban Oko, the Eldraine set just plummets. You have Questing Beast, but you don't want to ban things. You want to come with solutions before you ban. So guys, that's the thing. To give you a brief background, I played Magic the Gathering from 1994 when I was a wee little kid, all the way to 2004. I left the game. I came back in 2011. On a previous video in the comment section, I kind of give you a brief history. It's not to be cocky. It's for me to tell you I've seen it. I've seen it all. I know what the game was like from a wee little kid to, I think, one of the best cycles ever was 97 to 2001. You look at all the Pro Tours back then, look at those matches. Look how many people showed up. And that was back then with virtually no social media, limited internet, all that type of stuff. And look at the shows. Look at all that. Look at all the attention. Look at the prize pools for that time in that time's currency. It's crazy. The game's gotten bigger, but so we're the most connected with Magic the Gathering ever through Arena, through online, but we're kind of the most disconnected, right? Because what format you play on, if you play on Arena, you're used to single elimination, one match being played. One match, not the best of 3, and that's not real play. So if you keep on running Arena decks, and then you go in the real world and you start to play the best of 3, and you're not going to familiar yourself with a sideboard. So your sideboard's going to be weak. Right? It's like going to the gym and only learning how to weight train one way. You have to diversify. You have to learn different ways. So that's the thing. And then if you play in physical play, well, maybe people don't have the collections that people do have on Arena. Since Arena is kind of free, I use the word kinda, people will probably amass collections much better than they would in physical play in some circumstances. So it's kind of tough to gauge, should Oko really be banned? It's subjective to how you play, I guess, right? But I'm just telling you, in the best of 3 matches, so if you're just playing ranked and it's just single matches, or single elimination, yeah, Oko is going to be a beast. So is Teferi Time Ravelers. Any Planeswalker is going to be. Let's not forget, you have to deal with 3 casting cost Planeswalkers. Think about it. We've had Liliana the Veil in 2011. We had Liliana the Last Hope. Why leave the lilies? In 2016. Those are all 3 mana Planeswalkers that have an ultimate. And Liliana the Last Hope, and these aren't monocolored, by the way. They're single colored. At least Oko, you have to run monocolor. But Liliana the Last Hope has an ultimate. If you look at Liliana the Last Hope and look at it and see its ultimate. Within about 2 or 3 turns after it ultimates, you're dead. Game's over. How about Jace the Mind Sculptor? How about Chandra Torch of Defiance? Any Planeswalker that's 3 or 4 casting costs that can instantly defend itself. Like that. I just clicked my finger, see? Like that. It's going to be good. We've seen them before. So you're just seeing another one. And this one doesn't even have an ultimate. Sure, it can turn your things into elks. But in the format that you have Embercleave and all these other powerful cards, I get it. Oko it's being broken a little bit, isn't it? At the mythic level, I'd probably say on Arena, in ranked, I would say the number 1 deck is Fire of Interventions or some type of control. Then the second, I'd probably tell you, is Oko. Jizaki control, we beat with our blue-white deck because we have 25 creatures. We have 8 removal spells in the main deck. And that's hard for Jizaki to keep up with. Jizaki control with Teferi, that 1 red Planeswalker that turns into a 4/4 dragon, and Narset of the Veils. And then they have board wipers. It's hard to keep up with because we have 24 creatures. A Johnny can keep on pumping out creatures. Sorin can keep on recurring creatures. And then realistically, having 8 removal spells in the main board, not even including the sideboard, that was pretty tough for Jizaki control. So yeah, that deck is very good versus Jizaki control. But other controls like Esper control and Fire of Interventions, like we kind of struggle with. Now I did go 10-2 with the black-white deck. I did in ranked. I did go 10-2 with that's better than Simic Flash. So I'm a big fan of Simic Flash. I'm actually surprised of the level of people abandoning Simic Flash because it doesn't run Oko. But Simic Flash to me can beat some of these decks, you know. So to me, if you look at this, these are just my opinions. But at the same time, let's beat Oko. I play with Oko too, but let's beat it. So that is it. So feel free to share, subscribe, and like. Tell me what you like. And guys, I just gave you a brief history. So tell me in the comment section, hashtag my username. Put it in the comment section. Because, guys, I'm really busy. I study pharmacology. I study pharmacology, nursing, occupational therapy, pathophysiology. So keep in mind with all that. So anyway, tag my name in the user comment section and just put what you want to see. Do you want to see me opening up Eldraine booster packs in real life? I actually have a box from pre-release I have not opened. I have a collector's pack from pre-release I have not opened. Do you want to see MTGO play? Tell me what you want to see. Do you want to see drafts? So feel free to do that. You got to comment, though. You got to comment. So feel free to share, subscribe, and like. That's what I call SSL. You ever hear me say SSL? Is share, subscribe, and like. So that's my story. But yeah, so when I started playing Magic the Gathering, it was when I was starting to get older, going, becoming a teenager, playing sports, going into doing bodybuilding. Back then, it wasn't popular to do like cosplay, where people would go to Comic-Cons and stuff like that. That wasn't a thing, right? So, so I remember just weight training, and my one buddy would listen to rock music, my other buddy would listen to rap music, and I'm driving my car, and between the rock music, like, the rock music going crazy, like, and then, my buddy's rap music, my name, but between them switching their music, you'd hear clink, clink, click, clink in the back of my trunk. And they're like, what is that? Yeah, it's hard to explain to people that you play baseball with and football with and go weight training that you play Magic the Gathering. Yeah, that was hard to explain as I was becoming a teenager. That was hard to explain. It's like, yeah, man, I just got done bench pressing this, and then, what's that noise in the background? Oh, it's nothing. It's just, it's my sports equipment. Rah, rah, rah. Right? So it was kind of funny. I've had a few of those moments, It's like, what's in the back of the trunk? I hear a clinking sound. Yeah, I had to throw my cards in the back of a trunk. Yeah. And you're thinking, you threw Mox emeralds in the back of your trunk? Yeah, I did. Yeah, they're in my trade binder, even when they were worth something, Hey guys, anyway, long story short, I went into bodybuilding and modeling, and I'm not tooting my own horn. I ended up being a student athlete, and I got to play on professional fields. I was announced in the paper. I went into parades. I was announced on a minor league field. This is all in high school, by the way. And then I had to fight an opponent that I couldn't out bench press. I couldn't out study. I had to face an illness. I fought an illness that I couldn't see. And I couldn't out bench press it. I couldn't out strategic it. I couldn't out, there's nothing I could do. And so that's one part of my story, but I'm not going to cover it in this video. I want this video to be about that, but I'm going to talk about other things, and that's what it's called. YouTube. It's not called NicheTube. It's called YouTube. And you ever hear people go, man, I wish things were like how they were on YouTube, like in 2008, 2009. Man, I wish you could just... Yeah, and I think what's happening a lot is that people are just like talking about video games. How long can you talk about video games for? How long can you talk about a video game for? So instead of talking about video games, let's talk about drama with a video game in the background, because you can't talk about the video game anymore. Same thing with bodybuilding. There's only so much you can do. You can only talk about bicep curls for so long. Now, guys, I make videos and I break things down. You don't have to understand any science whatsoever. I break down, I think, the human blood with pop rocks. You know those pop rocks you put in your mouth? And a red lifesaver. If you know what candy is, so I break down videos. I break down things so quickly. Like the biceps, for a great example. The muscular part on the front of your arm. Think of Arnold Schwarzenegger when he flexes. Just give me 30 seconds of your time. So if I'm bilingual, how many languages do I speak? If you said 2, that's correct. Well, sep means head. So the bicep is 2 heads. Bicep. There. See, I break things down for you, and then I'll tell you, hey, if you want to build muscle, this is what... So anyway, I'll talk about things. So it's called YouTube, so you're subscribing to me as the person. Understand that. So what I talk about in this video may not be everything that I talk about in every video. Because I'm a person. That's why it's called you. It's not called niche. It's called YouTube. It's about the person. You have to like the person. Maybe not like them, but maybe you like the way they analyze things or deliver content. It's about the person. And I think that's what's happening with YouTube. It's deviated away from that. Also a channel, and it's got comments. That's why you should comment in the comment section. So it's a channel for you to have a voice down in the comment section. But so if you like this type of content, feel free to subscribe to me. Feel free to share. Feel free to like. I call it SSL. Anyway, that is all. Hopefully, we'll get this Oko business under control. All right, then, until next time, I really want you to have a good day. Also, have a good night. I say this in my other videos. A lot of times at night, our mind races a lot, and we have trouble sleeping. And sometimes people play Magic the Gathering as a distractor to get away from some stress you might have going on in your life. No different than why people go into bodybuilding. They go to weight train or go exercise. It helps them relieve stress, to get away from the stresses. But sometimes worrying at night while your body lays in the same place, worrying is like a rocking chair. Do you ever see a rocking chair? It gets you moving, but it gets you nowhere. You ever see a rocking chair? It goes back and forth, but it stays in the same place. So if you're worrying about things, you have a lot of stress in your life, and I'm glad if you come to my videos and they give you some stress relief. Whether it's me talking about science or weight training or talking about my own personal battles with certain things when it comes to illness and what I had to overcome. If that is something that interests you, or just Magic the Gathering, whatever you like my content for, there's a title and there's a description. So hit the free notification bell, bing, because it's free, and then you get the notifications. But the thing about it is that I do realize that a lot of people do this stuff to relieve stress. And I'm very well aware of that. So instead of worrying, if you do have a worry out there, try to relax. Because your mind racing and your body laying in bed at night, just staying still, it's just, try to relax. So for that, I want to say have a good day. Or if you're viewing this at night, have a good night. Until next time, thank you. And again, SSL. Share, subscribe, and like. Thanks. Hi guys, so you're seeing a live match of me beating Oko. Literally with Hydras. It's a long story, I'll show you the deck list. If you don't believe me, there's the Okos I've killed. Look at the board. This is me right here. I screenshot a lot of this type of stuff. I have so much to show you. So let's scrape through here. We have no Okos in our deck. None. Oops. And I'm just showing you how to really just beat the crap out of their deck. If you see our sideboard, it's totally against any Teferi decks, Jizaki control. I think I finally cracked the code. They're down to 12 life. So we're going to go ahead and search for as many forces as we can now. You can tell we're playing 4 colors. We're playing Teamer. Let's see. You see the colors that we're playing? It's middle of it. Enter tap. Enter tap. Enter tap. Now, our next combat phase, we are just going to engineer everything at our opponent. If you've seen our sideboard, I finally think I cracked the code for sideboard cards. You're seeing it live.